My name is Tomas Alonso. I'm a designer from Spain and I work in London. So for me, what's interesting is actually finding different types of objects that I can study, see how they work, and then try to give my input on that. When I think of a stool, I think of a temporary seating device, somewhere in which comfort is not the #1 priority, but it's somewhere where you can lean on and take a rest and sit down for a while. So this project is called 5 Degrees. This is a stool, it's a foldable stool. I thought all you really need to sit on is a plank of wood. You don't really need the depth anymore because it's just somewhere where you're going to sit, lean for a while. 3 legs were enough to make it stable. If you notice the middle leg, when it falls away also with the structure that holds the 2 outer legs together. The rope is really necessary in this case to keep the 3rd leg at the right angle. The fact that everything is cut at 5 degrees simplifies the production of it, and that actually became its name because of the simplicity of these 5 degrees. I think experimenting is always really important in design. Design is being shown in galleries is actually good and interesting for us because it offers an opportunity for us to experiment with things that we'll probably will not have the chance to if we were just working on production projects from the start. As a designer, I've been always interested on things that are going to eventually find their way into production and into users, into people that are going to be using this at the end of the day. Design is not just to make things for my own sake, because I think there always has to be some usability approach to any object. This is another design that I have done a while back. I actually designed this while I was at the RCA. So the challenge was to make a very thin sheet of aluminium. It's only 0.5 millimeter thick. And the idea for it was to do a set of disposable cutlery that will hopefully have a higher sense of quality when you use it than standard plastic. The spoon bowl is structural by itself, and so it doesn't need to have any corrugations on it. And then the rest of the handle has to have them just for strength. The fork, the corrugations extend all the way until the end of the prongs. And then for the knife, this extends past, so it allows for you to hold it better when you cut, and then it also allows to stack them like that when they're not being used. There's no one particular type of object that I enjoy doing more. Lately I've been getting more into furniture, and I really like that. But that's a very broad field, so there's still lots of things to conquer there. This chair is one of the pieces that I'm working on at the moment. It's part of a range of furniture that I'm making for my first solo show in Paris. So this idea of contrast and putting elements together in sort of unexpected ways is the starting point for these shapes. There's the element of contrast between the sleek metal tube with the almost rough finish of the ash wood and the way they come together, in which the metal pierces through the tube, and then the even rougher finish of the reclaimed wood. Something else that was for me interesting was to make sure that although they're gallery pieces and they're one-offs, they still work as potential pieces for development. I saw this as a great opportunity to experiment with this principle and try to extract as many different pieces as possible. Also, the fact that it's a gallery scenario implies that people are going to be wanting to buy unique pieces. For me, the advantage of that is I can treat them almost as prototypes. I can do many prototypes that apply the same principle. And then when you put them all together, they actually look like a nice collection of objects.